The title of this incident is 25-cent bet. This is being recorded January 9th, 2021. Date of occurrence was spring 1968 at Thompson Jr. High School in Middletown, New Jersey. It was in Mr. Vizzozzi's woodshop class. Involved was me. I'm Jack Lynch. I was a 9th grade student in that class. Mr. Vizzozzi, who was the woodshop teacher, and an assemblage of 9th grade boy students. Now there's 10 or 12 of us. Every day before class we'd all gather and Mr. Vizzozzi would give us his words of wisdom. Sometimes it was about tool safety or tool care or wood projects. A lot of how-to information there. Usually there was a joke or two. This particular afternoon, Mr. Vizzozzi asked if any of us would like to make a 25-cent bet that we could put a quarter into a funnel. And I stepped forward right away. Mr. Vizzozzi accepted my part of the bet. He says, "Okay, Jack, this is how it works. I've got a funnel here. You're going to put the funnel between the waistband of your pants and your shirt. The funnel's going to catch the quarter. I'll put a quarter on your forehead when you tip your head way back. When I count to 3 and hit 3, you put your head down and let the quarter drop right into that funnel. You got it?" I said, "Sure, yeah." It seemed pretty simple. He took a sip of his water. He says, "Okay, are you ready?" I said, "Yep." I tipped my head back. He put the quarter on my forehead. He said, "I'm going to count now." He counted 1. He counted 2. And before he got to 3, he took his cup of water and poured it into that funnel, which put the contents of that cup directly down the front of my pants there. Looked like I'd had a major wet spell. The class roared. Mr. Vizzozzi sort of smiled. I was sort of shocked. I wasn't mad. Before I could get any further with figuring it all out, Mr. Vizzozzi said, "Anyone else want to try to win a quarter?" Another guy stepped up. Mr. Vizzozzi says, "Here's the funnel. Put it down between your shirt and your waistband there." He put it down. He put the quarter on the kid's forehead while his head was back. He says, "Okay, I'm going to count to 3. Mr. Vizzozzi counted 1. And just as he got to 2, he took that cup of water that he'd refilled, dumped it in the funnel. Student number 2 got the wet pants. And the class roared. So did I. Vizzozzi sort of smiled. He said, "Is there anyone else who would like to give this a try?" The wise guy in the class there, I think that was Kenny Kidd, said, "Yeah, I'll give it a try." Mr. Vizzozzi gave him the funnel, says, "Okay, put it down between the waistband and the shirt, tip your head back, put the quarter on there," and he had another cup of water. And just as Mr. Vizzozzi was saying the number 1, Kenny Kidd grabbed that quarter off his forehead and stepped back 3 paces. The water went flying, but it missed him. The class roared. Vizzozzi laughed too. He says, "Well, it only took 3 tries for you guys to figure this one out." The 2 of us that had wet pants were really kind of fortunate. This was the last period class of the day. At the end of the class, we'd be on the school bus home. Word spread throughout the school about us having wet pants. Word also spread that it wasn't at our doing, it was at Mr. Vizzozzi's. We got laughed at, but it wasn't being laughed at for wetting our own pants. That was a good thing.